what if when we meet somebody new, we can say, how can I bring delight to this person's life?
Mm, mm,
Every time we meet somebody new, how can I bring delight? Then suddenly I'm digging. Like there's curiosity involved. I think
mm,
that I think a lot of people get turned off by meeting others who are not curious but just want to speak. I think when your question is, how can I bring delight to this person? Then you say, well, what do I ask them to know what it is that they need? So then I start to ask them questions like, oh, what's something that lights you up? Oh, what are some of the highlights and lowlights that you've had in the last year, if it's the beginning of the year? Or did you learn anything that excited you recently? Or how are you spending your time differently these days than before COVID? And so, like, all these questions start to populate as little strings to pull on for me to figure out what it is that they need delight for. But to be
mm,
quite honest, I'm not like coming in with an agenda of trying to delight. I think it would be a really good exercise for a week
mm.
or 2 weeks or a month or whatever that is, but it's not the way that I am all the time. I'm not always
Right,
trying to be like, how can I help this person? How can I help that person? It just kind of comes up naturally as the
right,
conversation progresses.
right. Because already you're either naturally gifted or hone your skills to get to the unconscious competence level,
Yeah.
right? So it's very intuitive versus if you're a beginner of doing anything, it's very mechanical,
hmm
right?
I want to add one more thing, which is I used to carry a bag of intense questions around
Mm,
with me everywhere in
mm,
this manila envelope. I cut them all out. I hosted a one salon on like what's what's a question that you think is an amazing question. I had everybody, like 50 people, write their questions on the board. And then I typed them all up and printed them all out and then just had them all with me. And then I would use them because I didn't know what questions to
What
ask.
would be an example of
Like same examples as earlier. What is something new that you would like to learn in the next 5 years?
okay.
Or yeah, or like what is something that you hope to say to your mom but haven't? What is something that you wanted to say but have been too scared to say?
Mm,
And I think we also did like did 36 questions from New York Times. I
mm,
also printed those out. We also did some events on 36 questions. That one had like we only had space for 30 people and like 100 something people showed up. It was
mm,
crazy because people wanted connection and we didn't know what we were doing. But I did like I didn't know how to ask questions very well before. The curiosity was there, but I didn't have the words to formulate it. And so now I've actually bought a bunch of you know what? I'm gonna show you. Like I have them right behind. I only have two decks here of just questions. And when you have these questions with you, like these are from What's Your Word? And then
mm,
these are Parents Are Human. My friends Candace and Joseph built these, and they're these bilingual questions that you can even ask your parents. So here there's
mm. That's a good one. I like
like
it.
English and then there's Chinese.
I like it.
So I just for a while, like probably 2 or 3 years, I carried questions with me everywhere I went. And then soon I somehow I think I lost that bag of questions. But after that, I was like, actually, I don't really need the bag anymore. I've memorized all the questions and they've given me a framework to be able to ask things that I'm curious about
Yeah.
for training wheels for a couple years.